Hey scientists! Today we're going to explore a fun summer activity that's a favorite for everyone, bubbles. When you think of a bubble, what do you think of? I think about shapes, I think about math, and I think a little bit about chemistry and recipes. Today we're going to explore all of those things as we make our own bubble mixture and then make different kinds of bubble wands before we go out and play. All right, to make our bubble solution, we're going to need a few different ingredients. You'll need some water, warm is best, some dish soap, and some plain white sugar. To mix your solution, I'm going to use a Tupperware bowl, a measuring cup, that's 1 cup, a measuring spoon, that's 1 tablespoon, and a regular spoon for mixing. To make my bubble wands, I'm going to be using some pipe cleaners, some drinking straws, and a pair of scissors. All right, let's start by making our bubble solution. The first thing I'm going to mix together is a cup of water. Warm is better, I'll tell you why in a moment. And I'm actually going to double my recipe since I want to make a lot of solution. So 2 cups of water. Next, we're going to use our sugar. And we'll do 2 tablespoons of sugar. Let's mix that around. If your water is warm, the sugar will dissolve more easily. That's because warm water has more energy in it. That energy means the water molecules are bouncing around quickly and they're able to dissolve down that sugar more quickly. All right, time to add our dish soap. Same thing, I'm going to do 2 tablespoons of dish soap in here. There's 1 and 2. The dish soap is what's going to let our bubbles stay together. Mixing it around some more, trying to dissolve all of that sugar. All right, and there's my bubble solution. When we make our bubble tools, we're going to talk about 2D and 3D shapes. The first thing we're going to do is grab a pipe cleaner to make our wands. Shape it into whatever shape you want. I'm thinking just a circle for this one. And then twist it until you get that final shape. This shape is 2D because it's flat. I can see a circle from this side, but it doesn't look like anything from the other side. I went ahead and made some other ones. This one is a heart. And I also made a diamond or a square. When you want to make some 3D bubble wands, this is where those straws come in. I started this shape by cutting up some straws into smaller pieces. And then I used some small pieces of pipe cleaner to hold my shapes together. Right now I have a square, but I'm going to keep adding some more straw pieces to make a pyramid. You can see that for this pipe cleaner piece, I'm going to put 1 of each of these legs into the ends of the straw to help them keep their pyramid shape. And there you go. So this shape, this pyramid is a 3D shape. It's not just flat. It's not something I could draw easily on a piece of paper. Instead, I can look at it from all different sides, and I can see that some sides look like triangles, and other sides look like squares. But together, we've got that 3D pyramid. I'm going to add 1 more pipe cleaner to the top. That way I can dip it in my bubble solution. And there we go. Let's test our wands out. Let's test out our bubble wands. I'm going to start with these 2D shapes. Let's make a prediction. Do you think that the heart-shaped bubble wand is going to make heart-shaped bubbles? Do you think the square-shaped bubble wand is going to make square bubbles? Let's see. I'm going to dip the wand in this bubble solution. And blow gently. Bubbles are made of air trapped inside a thin layer, a thin film of this soap solution. What shape do you see? Let's try the square. We're gonna dip, and all those soap molecules like to hang on to each other. That's why we see a really thin film if we hold it up to the light. Don't know if that was a square, and I'll let you make your own conclusions. Let's try the 3D one next. We're gonna do the same thing, dip the whole thing in solution. I might need to turn this a little bit so my container's not very thick. This is kind of cool. So what I'm seeing is that the bubble solution, those soap molecules, they want to hang on to the edges of my bubble wand. And so the bubble is actually staying in that pyramid shape. Pretty neat, right? That scientific idea is called surface tension. And it's the same reason that you can see some bugs standing on water sometimes. Now that you've made some bubbles with me, what can you experiment with on your own? What can you change? Maybe you can change the way you made your bubble solution. Can you add more or less dish soap? Can you add more or less sugar? How does that change the way your bubbles behave? Why did we add sugar in the first place? The other thing you can keep exploring is those differently shaped bubble wands. What 2D shapes can you make? And what 3D shapes can you make? Remember, I made a pyramid today, but I bet you can make other shapes like cubes, other prisms, maybe even something like a cylinder. Give it a shot. Thanks so much for joining us for today's STEAM activity. I hope you had fun.